Hey there, Jordan. It's March 29th. Sorry I haven't put up a video for a while. Look, I got a new background.
Woohoo!
But I'm going to cut right to the chase. This last week has been super exciting. As you know, the Supreme Court recently listened to arguments about Prop A and the Defense of Marriage Act. And as you might know, I have a lot of strong feelings about the issue. For those of you who are new, I'm Christopher Allen, I'm a Mormon, and I support marriage equality. And everyone asks, well, how can you be a member of the church and think gays can marry? And I respond by saying that it's a lot easier than you might think. For some background, I was raised in Mesa, Arizona in a pretty conservative household. And although my parents weren't very political, I was raised with very traditional LDS values. And so I always just thought, being gay was wrong. And I thought that until I met people who were gay. And I realized they weren't that different from me. They weren't some weird heathen sinners. They didn't want to destroy any of my religious heritage. They just kind of wanted to live their life. And when I saw that they were just regular people who wanted to laugh and cry and love just like the rest of us, I kind of had to rethink my opinion on the whole gay marriage thing. Because I can't imagine going up to a friend of mine and telling him, I don't think you should be able to marry the person you love. I don't think you should have protection when it comes to housing or employment. And after you spent your life with someone, I don't think you should be able to visit them in the hospital or have any say in their funeral proceedings. You can see where there's a bit of a problem there. And there are two solutions to the issue. First, we make marriage available to any two consenting adults who want to do it. And we don't care about their gender identity or their sexual preference because that's none of our business. And we make it available to everyone because right now the way that it functions in the law makes it a right. But if you believe that marriage is inherently religious and you can't imagine giving it to some gay couple, there's a second option. And that is that we entirely eliminate marriage from the law. By your definition, marriage is inherently religious. And if it's religious, the state and government shouldn't have any say in who can get married and who can't. That should be entirely up to different churches and religions if marriage is religious. You can go to your chapel or your temple or your place of worship and get married. Then, if you want all the legal benefits, you can get a civil union. A contract between two consenting adults regardless of gender or sexual identity. And this contract, between a man and a woman, or two men or two women, or two people who don't believe in binary gender, and this legal contract will grant all the proper rights when it comes to taxes and visitation and wills. So then you can have your religious ceremony and keep your definition of what a marriage is, but then also allow rights to people who deserve them. And then everyone goes home happy. Here are some things you can't do. First, don't enforce your religion on other people. Second, don't use the argument that it isn't natural because, one, you can't tell another person what comes naturally to them and what doesn't, and two, I'm recording this on a very unnatural video camera with very unnatural lighting, wearing very unnatural clothes which directly contradict the Bible. Yes, in the Old Testament, where it says that homosexuality is a sin, it also says that synthetic fibers are a sin. Yet here I am, sinning away. The third thing you can't do is say that you're fine with civil unions as long as you don't call them marriages, and then don't do everything in your power to make sure that civil unions are legal for everyone. Because you're saying, I'm fine if you take option B, as long as you don't take option A, but then only letting them take option C, which wasn't even an option to begin with. The fourth thing you just can't do is say that somehow homosexual relationships are going to affect your heterosexual relationship. While holding a Mormons for Marriage Equality banner at a protest this last Tuesday, a lady approached me and said, if you guys get your way, there won't be any children born to this earth, and then what will happen? Yeah, that's my goal. Sorry people, but no more babies. But if my two guy friends want to get married and have a life together, it's not going to affect my goal to get married and have children. Because yeah, I plan on getting married and having children. And the fifth thing you can't do is tell me that you don't want homosexual relationships because you think that every child deserves a mother and a father. Let's go over some facts, shall we? The CDC reports a divorce rate of over 50%. Time magazine reports that there are approximately 1.5 million homeless children in America. And KidsCount.org reports that approximately 35% of American children are raised in single-parent households. And if you tell me it's better for a child to grow up with divorced parents, a single parent, or homeless, than to be raised by two homosexual parents, I will punch you in the face. Don't tell me it's unnatural. Don't tell me you're doing it for the kids. If homosexuality is against your religion, that's okay. And if your religious leaders told you to oppose equal marriage, that's okay too. But then give everyone the same rights with a civil union. I don't have my beliefs because of my religion. I have my religion because of my beliefs. I have very strong personal values of love and equality, and in most cases my church upholds those pretty well. But here, with what's going on, I feel like the only proper outcome is to give equal rights to everybody. This is a country of religious freedom, of equal opportunity and equal rights. And that's why I believe in marriage equality. Thanks, Jordan.